All right, welcome back to the day. Today we're talking about angels, demons, some narcissism. We're going to be talking about a couple different things that might just be a little bit different or unusual to what you're used to seeing on this channel. Most of the time I'm normally out and about or doing something different. Today I didn't feel like it because right now it's raining outside. So we're back in the studio just talking through this piece of, on Sunday, angels and demons. The interesting thing is I find a lot of people that will run the course of saying that narcissists are demons. They'll normally come out of the woodwork and they'll be like, no, it's demons, it's the Jezebel spirit, it's all these kind of things, right? And at the crux of it, you can see a lot of demons that are inside the Bible. You know that there's demons inside the spiritual realm. But when it comes down to this person that you've interacted with, or things that are going on, or just blanket statements, right, that go across of all narcissists are demons, things like that, I don't believe it. And I don't think that it's actually true. I think there's a piece that many times people are thinking that they're that way because of how they show up or how they're acting or how they look. But in reality, I think a lot of times narcissists are not demons. They're just someone who is filled with themselves and selfish. Ultimately, like pride, kind of like running to the surface, but also this piece of avoidance, running away from different things. There's multiple aspects and angles we can take on that. But at the end of the day, I don't think a person needs to be a demon in order to be an abuser. Simply, they can just be an abusive asshole. That doesn't mean they're a demon. It just means that they're a jerk. It just means that they're abusive. And inside of this realm, a lot of times people don't really think about this and don't really pay much attention and time to it. Now, it doesn't mean that I don't think that angels or demons, that they don't exist. I do, and I believe very much in them. But inside of this, I don't think you can say the statement, all narcissists are demons, or the majority of narcissists have demons in them. I don't think that's true. You could say maybe some might be influenced, right? Some might be pushed in certain directions than others. But at the end of the day, I don't really think that it comes down to that. What I think it comes down to is narcissists that are filled with themselves, that are filled with pride, that are running away from themselves, that are falling into this piece of wanting to just be a part of the lie. So they don't have to actually embrace and accept who they actually are and what's actually showing up. So that's a whole other piece inside of there. But when we move into the unseen, like the area that you don't actually see on a day-to-day basis, it's been interesting in reading a lot of different books and just expanding my knowledge and expanding my world and consciousness about angels, demons, all different types of things inside of this. It's been different books that I've been reading, different things I've been studying, and trying just to be able to build an awareness of what's actually going on. Do I think that sometimes there are like spiritual forces at play? Yes, 100%. I've seen different things in my life. I've experienced different things that make me believe in that. And I've also seen it in other people's lives as well. There's been many times that we've seen and experienced different things. In our old house, there was one thing that kept happening there, that my wife had a lot of anxiety and stress about the house itself. Not even the trauma that was going on, though that was part of it, but there was also this high level of anxiety about the house that she would oftentimes like pray over it and pray to be able to reduce the anxiety. As soon as we left that old house, it was like gone. There's just instantly just the location moving, and whatever was in that house or connected to that house was no longer a piece that was able to have any influence over her. So there's multiple aspects inside of this. But what I want you to consider is inside this talk of like angels and demons. Most of the time, people just discount the unseen. They don't really think anything of it. They're like, well, I can't see it, so it doesn't really matter. I think it's way more prevalent than what people realize. I think there's pieces inside of the world that is being used and abused and moved through inside the area of angels and demons. But I don't think it's all narcissists. So hopefully this makes sense, that we're trying to be able to draw like a little bit of a line through this to make sense of just what we're talking about. With the piece of angels, I do think that angels exist as well. I think that angels have a powerful presence in the world. But an interesting thing with angels and with demons, and from what I've been learning and understanding in my personal walk and journey, which might be different than yours, but that's okay because you're on this channel watching mine. I'm not on your channel watching yours. So when we're talking through this, the interesting thing is this aspect of us being created in the image and likeness of God. And it seems like if you kind of look through different pieces, it seems like that's part of what also frustrated different angels. Of like, hey, this is going to happen. These people that God's creating on this planet are going to be in his image, in his likeness, where the angels aren't. The angels aren't that way. They're different, right? And so there's also a piece of us being in charge of the earth, us being in charge of having dominion, right, over the earth and over the plants and the animals and the birds and the trees, all these things that the angels didn't have this charge over, or this peace over. They didn't have dominion over the world or the earth or anything like that, but they were kind of like sitting around to do his bidding or what he needed. I don't know. Or we're not diving at all that. But part of it is what I'm getting at is this aspect of us being just lower than God. Doesn't mean that we are God, and doesn't mean we're capable of God-like things, but it does mean that inside of that, angels aren't these people that have this massive power over us, not to like control or manipulate, not like a piece of like saying this is what you will or will not do. Same thing with demons. Like they're not someone who's just going to come into your life and like force you to do something, because you also have to partner with a demonic force. You also have to partner with an angelic force. You also have to have this partnership that happens there, because otherwise, like you can't just have something come in and just take over completely. There is a partnership. There is a lie. There is a vow. There's something that's actually like traded in one sense to make this actually happen, and to make there be a connection point that is going to control or manipulate something even more. So there's one thing that I'm seeing, and then I've just been noticing inside of like my research, my study of what I'm actually picking up and trying to figure out inside the area of narcissism and narcissistic abuse, and how this actually affects and interacts. So there's a lot of different pieces inside here. Growing up, the unseen, the spiritual realm was never something that was focused on, never something that was even really talked about. I knew that it was there because I grew up in Christianity, grew up in religion, grew up in like evangelical, like Baptist churches, Southern Baptist, all those different types of like genres in one sense. But inside of that, it was always something that was like discounted. Like, yeah, there's evil in the world, and yeah, there's demons and angels, but we're just gonna kind of ignore them. Then it was almost like we have we're just going to continue moving forward, almost like that piece didn't exist. And I'd see this so many times in different churches where it didn't seem like they really gave it any credence in one sense. And then I would see other people that would actually give it credence, and they'd actually pray. Like pray to have like a block put up if there's going to be anything trying to enter in that area or that space. So I saw people that would dealt with it in different ways. And I don't think the best way is just to be ignorant about it. I don't think the best way is just to ignore it. But I also don't think the best way is to be paranoid either. But being able to step forward with faith in everything that you do, being able to know, hey, if you're a child of God, you can move forward. You can use Jesus' name to be able to make sure that you are protected as you continue to grow and develop you, because there's going to be things that might come at you. Now, I don't think that the more you grow and develop, that the more things you're going to necessarily get, because it's not this necessarily this like sliding scale of, oh, now you're more holy, so you're going to get more trials, more testings. It doesn't really make a ton of sense to me of like, oh, you're better. Now this person's going to attack you. I don't think God works that way. I don't think we're on a sliding scale of how much worth you have to God, because I think we're all priceless to him, because he's created us. He's designed us. He's enabled us to be here on this planet. And I don't think it's a piece of like, well, you're worth something, you're not worth something. I don't think it goes off this validation or evaluation of what a person is or how a person shows up. But as far as angels and the demonic, I do believe in it. I do believe that it's real and it's present, and there is danger inside of it. I don't think there's as much danger inside of a person who knows God and believes in him and has their faith in him. I don't think there's as much danger, because you can't get possessed by one. You're not going to get taken over or overridden. It's a piece that then you actually have more power like for you to be able to deal with different things. I'll never forget, inside of one of the books I was reading, which is called Splunkna, it was teaching this modality that Christians use to be able to partner with God inside of muscle testing to figure out how to be able to help heal old childhood traumas and different pieces that are blocking people. And one of the things it mentioned there was it had this like small statement, a small comment that was talking through someone where they're interacting with an atheist, and interacting with not an atheist, someone inside the demon world, like demonic. So like they like satanic rituals, like different things like that. And they were asking him different questions about, can you spot a Christian? Can you spot someone who actually knows God? And the answer was yes, I can. Can spot them like across the room. They almost like from on the spiritual level, in the spiritual sense, they almost have like this mantle like over them, like protecting them. But I'm not really worried about them because they don't know how to use it. So it's very interesting that like someone who's connected into the spiritual world could actually see, okay, this person's a Christian, but they have no clue the power that they actually have. They have no clue like the power that they're able to actually exemplify or use on a daily basis. And it's very true. Like even with you and me, wherever you are in your life right here, right now, you don't understand how much power you have to create, to grow, to develop yourself. Much less like what this looks like in a spiritual sense. That's a whole nother ballgame, whole nother aspect. So what are your thoughts in the aspect of angels and demons? I just kind of open up the conversation. So this isn't comprehensive. This isn't like research and data. Like this is just me just talking inside of what I do on Sundays, just talking through this piece of the unseen, talking through this aspect about angels, demons. I don't think all narcissists are demons. I don't think they need to be abusive. I don't think that's a criteria, right, that needs to happen. But inside of this, if what you see on here resonates, watch some more of my videos because you're like, who is this guy? What's going on? Watch some more of my videos so you know who I am and what I'm about. My name is Ben Taylor. I'm a self-aware narcissist on this channel to provide awareness of narcissistic abuse, to help people heal, help women actually heal from toxic relationships, to find their voice, to get to a place where they actually break free of the triggers, break free of the trauma bond. And I work with a select few men that are shown up as liars and cheaters and abusers that want to actually find truth and bring that first and foremost in their life. So if I can help anyone that's on here about this, then let me know. Go to rawmotivations.com. Would love to help you move forward inside of your healing. With this video today, you're like, I don't even know if I like this video. I don't even know what this is going on. Then leave a comment down below. Just let me know. Would love to be able to get some of your feedback and some of the new styles of videos and some of the new pieces and some of the new content that's coming out. So we actually know and get a feel for what resonates, what doesn't resonate with you inside of dealing with narcissistic abuse and hearing just part of my life. So thanks so much for watching, and we'll see y'all next time.